All right, hello. It's your boy Keel Pie, or Keel31479, as YouTube has classified me since I couldn't get Keel Pie. But anyway, I digress. So I was having an issue. I couldn't really sleep tonight, and a lot of things are kind of weighing heavy on my mind. This is really just the day that I had, and more specifically the morning that I had. But I just want to make a little bit of a different video. This isn't anything about video games or any of that kind of stuff. It's not about streaming. It's not about making pens. It's about something else. It's about some stuff that I've struggled with in the past, all through my life, and it kind of came up again today. And I'm going to try to stop saying as much. But I had some struggles this morning, and I'm going to mention all these things that happened today to really set my morning off. And a lot of people might be like, well, none of those things are really a big deal. If you think about them all at one time or individually, they're not that big of a deal. They're for sure not. But the issue that I have particularly is that I let things bottle up a lot. And I know I'm not the only one out there that this happens to, but I let those issues bottle up and bottle up. And then I have a tendency to sort of explode, and usually in a verbal manner, in a usually inappropriate, possibly disrespectful manner. So that's what I'm trying to work toward to try to avoid that, right? So real quick, so this morning this is what happened. So I'm driving to work. Got out of the house at a decent time. I'm getting to work. I was going to get to work about when I usually do, so no big deal there. I hit some pretty serious traffic this morning. It's usually about once a month, but the traffic was pretty serious, so it made me about 20 minutes late. So that really set me off. So now instead of my normal 25 to 30 minute drive, I'm driving about 50 minutes. Now, the issue with that so the very first thing that happens is the traffic, right? Now, because of the traffic, there's some, second order effects here. Because of the traffic and because of the time I arrived at work, I was not able to park where I usually like to park. So there's the second thing that happened. Now, the third thing is there's a turnstile to get from my parking lot that I have to badge through to get into the main building parking lot. Well, now I have to wait at the turnstile because there's a lot of people showing up at that time. I didn't have to wait long. I had to wait like 30 seconds. All right, not a big deal. But that's the third thing. Now, the fourth thing is, since there's all these people backed up at the turnstile, now when we get to the main door, there's these big revolving doors that are like, automated. Now there's a backup there, so I have to wait. And everybody's stacked up on the first door they get to, so I get flustered. I wait there for about 5 seconds, and I'm like, God, why am I waiting here? I can go to use the other door. So I go use the other door. I go through there. Now, once you get into the door, there's some other procedures you have to go through. Well, everybody went to the right because that was closest to that right door, right? So I went to the left, tried to get in that way. The electronic stuff wasn't working to let me in. And then so this is like the fifth thing that's happened now. So I make some audible comment about, I was like, this morning, like, is this ever, like, what the hell? And then I had to go to the other side of the big counter there to get through the door. I did that, got into the building. All right, now another issue with me currently is I'm trying to lose a little weight, so I'm eating less food. I'm especially eating less food at night via carbs and things like that. And as most people are, I think when the blood sugar gets a little low, this and that, I'm not really doing the diet thing the way I probably should. I'm not supplementing my diet with other things. Anyway, so I'm just not eating as much. So my body is really hungry, especially in the morning. So I remember I was 20 minutes late. So that's 20 minutes later that I'm getting my breakfast. Then it's everything is keeping me from this meal, right? Because the meal is like my happy place in the morning. I get the same thing every day at work. They have a little short order sort of place there in the morning, a short order. I can't even say that. Short order grill or they do burgers and things like that during the day. But in the morning, they'll do omelets, they'll do, bagels, tater tots. They have all kinds of stuff you can get, biscuits and gravy, all kinds of things. So I always get a regular bagel, bacon, sausage, egg, cheese, boom. And I get a Kickstart energy drink. That's my breakfast every day. And this morning they didn't have a regular bagel. I had to get like some cinnamon raisin nonsense, which wasn't a huge deal. That wasn't really that bad, but that was just another thing. So I go upstairs, go to my desk. I'm eating my breakfast. Everything's starting to go a little bit better here. But like I said, I'm later than I wanted to be. So I'm 20 minutes later. So now it's like I have to make mention of why I was later, because people are looking at me like, well, what the hell? When this is great. You're showing up now. Like what are you doing? You dirtbag. So of course I have to make mention of the traffic. I have to make kind of a issue that I'm flustered with it, this and that. Make a show. Anyway, so then we get into the day, right? Well, then about right as I'm finishing my breakfast, or I think I'm about halfway finished my breakfast, this guy comes up and mentions to me that I did a bunch of travel for a trip at work. I do like the travel for like the office. So we had a bunch of people who were going to go on this trip, and I did all this travel in this system we have to go through, this like travel system. Did all that stuff, ran it to ground. We got people whose information in the website is not correct. It's not updated. So then I couldn't finish their travel. So then I have to call them and, I have to chase that down, because of course it just can't work. Not it just can't work the way it should. So I have to do all these other things, right, to run that out. So that was like weeks ago. That was like 2 weeks ago I did that. And then I find out this morning from this guy, as I'm getting through my breakfast, I'm really starting to come down off of my agitation, so to speak. And the guy's like, oh yeah, so they canceled that trip. What? Oh yeah, you didn't hear, blah, blah. I'm like, no, how the fuck did I hear? I mean, here, excuse me. How did I hear? I'm sitting here, I'm eating my breakfast, I'm just logging into the systems. No, of course I didn't hear, right? I'll have to edit that other part out. But it's like, no, of course I didn't hear. Like, what the heck? So, he's just wanting to stir the pot, that kind of thing. And he knows I worked on it a lot. So it is what it is. So that happened, right? So I don't actually get guidance on what's really happening, official guidance. I hear about it from 2 other people, by the way, in the next 5 minutes. And then they've got conflicting stuff. Well, we're still going to send a certain amount of people, but we're not going to send everybody. So this and that, blah, blah. So the guy who's supposed to give me the official guidance doesn't give me an email, nothing, until he sits down with me at about 10 o'clock. Now, mind you, all this travel stuff is a different job. It's like an auxiliary position to my actual job that I have, which this auxiliary position some days takes over, and I have to do that all day, and it's very frustrating at times. But you gotta adapt, you gotta move, you gotta move with the waves, so to speak. It's a lot harder to fight them. So finally get my official stuff, and then I'm looking forward to lunch. Lunch is my next thing. Now lunch today was just a shake and some carrots. It's like a meal replacement shake. So it's like 400 calorie shake. So it's a fairly thick shake. It's not very big, but it's calorie dense. So that with a cup of carrots that I get there at work, no ranch or anything, just the carrots, is decent. That gets me to dinner time. So the other part, the best part of lunch that I look forward to is I try to have lunch with this friend at work. And I really think of her as like a mentor. We like to bounce things off of each other. It's usually me bouncing things off of her because she's just way more together than I am. But today I was really needing it. This morning I was really needing it. And because now I realize that all this work that I did on this travel program, I have to go back and like cancel a bunch of it, and then also change a whole bunch of other stuff, which means I'm going to be on the phone with some travel people for probably 1 to 2 hours, literally just doing that. All right. So, sorry, my computer went to sleep, apparently. Or my screens did. But, yeah, so I go down to meet this person for lunch. That person has a meeting every Tuesday at like a certain time. So I wait till the meeting's over with. I go down to meet up with her, and then I basically rolled right in and said, "Hey, you guys better be ready to go eat." And she was talking to another coworker. They were kind of in the middle of a conversation, so I kind of, I didn't really want to interrupt too much. So I kind of stayed on the side. And then she tells me that she already had lunch, and that was that. And then she went back to talking with the other coworker, and yeah, so I grabbed my shake and my water, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go get my carrots, and I'll see you guys later." So that's what I did. I went and got my lunch. Um, yeah, I don't know why this is bothering me so much. So I went and got my lunch, and then went back to my desk. So I didn't even get a break. That's the other part of the lunch. That's always good, is you get a break away from the desk. It's very good to get those. I've learned in the past that you need to utilize that time. Take 20 or 30 minutes, take a break, get away, and sort of reset. Revitalize, that kind of thing. It's always good to do that, especially when you're frustrated, right? Especially when you're frustrated, it's always good to take a step back and kind of refocus. If I could get your mojo back, that kind of thing. So I went back and ate my lunch, and then got on the phone with the travel people, and that was an hour and 23 minutes of my life. That is gone, but it needed to be done, and I was the person to do it, and I was trusted to do it, and I did it, and I did it right. Now it's not completely done. I have to probably call them back again tomorrow because the system's probably not going to work the way it's supposed to. So it is what it is. But yeah, so toward the end of the day, I did get some good news, and it kind of changed the perspective of the whole day. And that was kind of where I was going with this whole video. Was it's very easy to get caught up in all the things that don't go your way, and the things that don't the things that don't work out to support you. I'll let the cat out of the bag. It's probably obvious maybe that I'm single. I don't know. But I am single. I don't have any family that are nearby. I have my parents and whatnot that are still alive, but I don't have anybody nearby. I do have my cousin and his wife and his child, who are a lifesaver. Literally, they are great, and they're usually always there whenever I need them, and they're very welcoming. So I take that back. I guess I do have family, but what I'm saying is I don't have immediate people in my house. Like, I come home and I can just kind of unload, or something that breaks my focus away from the trials of the day. But yeah, so like I said, a good thing happened at the end of the day, and it kind of made all the troubles and crap that I dealt with worth it, I guess, if you will. And yeah, so I focused on that, and I left work happy, energized, ready to go. But the more I thought about what happened today, I just wanted to maybe try to share with you guys, my experience, keeping it real. Like I said, a lot of people out there probably just think, well, you're just a big wuss, and you're weak and all that stuff. And that's fine. That's your opinion, and there are times when I'm weak. And I feel that there's also times when I'm strong. So, you can't be strong all the time. That's just a fact. Even, special forces soldiers and all those guys, they're not strong all the time. The thing with them is they're strong most of the time. Very strong. And they can definitely turn it on when they need to. But yeah, so that was just something I wanted to share with you guys. I don't plan on doing a lot of videos like this, but they may pop up. Just to have them, still trying to find my way with this YouTube channel and see where it goes. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and maybe throw me a like. That'd be great too. And definitely follow me on Twitch. It's KeelPie on Twitch, and yeah, I've got a Discord server on there too, so you can follow me there or come in and chat. We can chat about life. We can chat about games. We can talk about how I'm getting tilted on League of Legends, which is about every time I play it now. So, you know, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, we can dive into it. So, thanks a lot, everyone, and focus on that good stuff. Take it easy. Bye.